Hey, this is Rob from Tech, and in this tutorial I'm going to give you some quick tips for working with grain delay, which is perhaps the slightly less well known of the delay effects that come with Live, but one of the most interesting. When you first load it up on a track, in its default settings, it doesn't appear to be doing much, with the dry-wet dial set to 100%. However, if I turn on the metronome, as this is a rhythmic part, it's actually gone out of time, as we're only hearing the delayed sound. So if I set it to 50% wet now, then we'll get an even blend of non-delayed and delayed sound. The delayed sound is initially set using the timing amount settings here, which is just like on other delays in Live. So we're currently set to 2 semiquavers, but can change this to a different number of semiquavers using the numbered switches. Or unsync it, and then set a specific time manually, which allows you to go much shorter or quicker than just 1 semiquaver of delay. And there's a feedback control above for making the delay cycle by feeding the delayed sound back into the effect so we get a longer trail of echoes. So nothing different from other delays in Live so far. With grain delay though, you have the ability to manipulate the timing of the delay further using the spray and frequency controls, which are 2 of the most exciting ones on the effect, and work together to create a pretty dramatic effect on the sound. Even adding just a little spray, which creates a small variation in the timing of the delay, a bit like on a chorus effect, makes the sound a lot larger. I'll set it to fully 100% so you can hear the delayed sound on its own. And it's quite a difficult effect to describe, but it's like the sound balloons when the delay time gets smeared, so you get a lot more colour and movement. As the spray time goes up though, the sound quickly breaks up, so you start to get glitchy artifacts introduced. And then, in the max setting, it's very noisy and broken up. Now you can make this extreme setting more pleasant by decreasing the frequency of the grain, which still sounds quite rhythmically chaotic, but less distorted. So even at much lower spray settings, the frequency control defines whether the delayed sound is noisy and inflated when set to a higher frequency, or cleaner and more chorus or flanger-like when set to a lower frequency. If I turn the delay time right down and the feedback right up with these spray and frequency settings, you'll hear it sounds more like a classic flanger. So this is a nice way of using grain delay to create a more random flanger effect, which doesn't go up and down in a fixed, more obvious way like a normal flanger. And the last 2 controls are for adjusting the pitch of the delayed sound. Now if I go up from here, it's going to get pretty crazy, as my feedback is so high. And this will sound really interesting if I bring the delay time up. So pretty dramatically different from the original sound now. But what I often prefer with percussion is to bring the pitch down, so we get a really nice shift in character now, getting a lot more deep and tribal. I might just add an auto filter to roll off the bottom end though, as you get a bit too much sub added when doing this. And you can use the random pitch slider to add a bit of random pitch variation over time, which won't make much of a difference to this sound, but can be useful on more melodic sounds. So I think this is a really nice way of using grain delay, where it can be a subtle filler to fatten up a loop if I set the dry-wet slider a bit lower, or a more dramatic character transformer set to 100% wet. And as the delay time is so short, we don't have any timing problems with rhythmic loops. And if you want to add some glitchier variation in places, just up the spray amount. So that's a fun one to automate. I hope you've enjoyed these grain delay quick tips. I'll see you next time.